Early in the morning, the crew picked up the passengers off Danco Island, where the campers had been dropped off the previous night. How many of us can say that we've camped at Antarctica? Well, it'd be really amazing to be able to make a claim like that. Certainly we'll never be able to. We've left it way too late. We'll never be able to do anything like that ever. It's one of those things in life that we won't regret. After breakfast we went for a Zodiac cruise around the area for about 1.5 hours before landing at Danco Island. Danco Island and Danco Island are only 2 kilometres from each other, and Danco Island is just 2 kilometres off the coast of mainland Antarctica. It wasn't long before we came across more wildlife. There's just tons of it in this area. This is the leopard seal, the largest of all the Antarctic seals. It's easily recognisable because of its spots. Leopard seals can grow to over 11 feet long, that's 3.4 metres, and weigh on average 1,200 pounds, that's 540 kilograms. They've got a reptilian-like head, a long sinewy neck, and an arched thorax.
Seal number 7, let's see. Oh yeah, it's getting cold quick.
Although found on pack ice like these, leopard seals spend a good deal of their time patrolling the shores of penguin rookeries. They feed on penguins and small crab-eater seals, which make up about 40% of their diet. The balance of their diet is made up of krill, fish, squid and other invertebrates.
Are we having sweet and sour leopard tonight?
Hi, Mum.
A few minutes later and we came across another seal. This time a crab-eater seal.
But just be cautious of the people behind you that would like to stand. So if you can kneel in the front and stand at the back.
Sorry.
Okay, no.
Might jolt a little bit, but just because it's
Okay. Let's hang on to this nice lady here. This is a crab-eater seal. The last ones we've seen have been leopard seals.
No, I did that on purpose. I was trying to get down where they belong.
Oh, look at him. too good to be true.
This is the crab-eater seal. Smokestacks don't stack smoke, and steamrollers don't roll steam, and so crab-eater seals don't generally eat crabs. They eat mainly krill or shrimps. The crab-eater seal accounts for over half the world's seal population, and that explains why we see so many of them here. Estimates place the crab-eater's population in excess of 30 million.
Stay on these quite a while. We would, yeah. Like hours or days? Could be, yeah. They forage in the water for.
The population explosion is possibly due to the decline of whales, the crab-eater's chief competition for food, namely the krill. Their main predator is the killer whale or orca. Occasionally whales will bump an ice floe which has got seals on it in order to knock the seal into the water. Leopard seals also prey on the crab-eater, although typically only when they're very young. There are 35 species of seals in the world, but only 6 types live in Antarctica. The 6 are the Antarctic fur seal,
Boring.
the Ross seal, the crab-eater seal,
Boring.
the leopard seal and the Weddell seal. During our visit we only saw 3 of the varieties. They were the crab-eater seal, the leopard seal and the Weddell seal. The 6 Antarctic species make up the majority of the world's seal population. That's because they have no natural land predators such as polar bears or man, so Antarctic seals behave much differently than the northern seals, and they show no fear of man and consider us a mere curiosity.
Zodiac.
I wish I was 5 years old and get free ice blocks. Yummy.
It's gross though, isn't it? Salty.
Like a lick. No, I'm only kidding.
Not now, you've had it. Take some of the thin bit off.
The what?
The thin bit on the edge there. Bite it.
Yeah, well, only the outer surfaces I see, the internals is tasteless. That's sort of a taste. Yeah, it's getting too
Woo! Lost it now. You'll never find it.
I know you were talking about that for a little while.
And so after sampling that gourmet ice block, we headed off to land at Danco Island. Danco Island is just a small island 2 kilometres long. It was charted by the Belgian Antarctic expedition under Adrien de Gerlache in 1897. The UK Antarctic Place Names Committee named it after Emily Danco, who lived from 1869 to 1898. She was a Belgian geophysicist and member of the Belgian Antarctic expedition who died on board the ship Belgica in the Antarctic. Chris Hubbard, the ship's penguin expert, and us, as well as watching the penguins, were also watching the ship. Chris said he couldn't believe that the captain was doing a turn so close to the shore. The captain was getting the ship ready for the next phase of the journey, sailing to Port Lockroy. The predominant species on the island is the Gentoo penguin, and there are also a collection of gulls, including this Dominican gull. The scientists on our ship, as well as being expedition leaders and looking after us, spend their time downloading data from their recorders while we enjoy the sights. At this time, they're interested in knowing whether the penguin population is increasing, remaining the same, or decreasing as part of the many studies that are taking place due to climate change and the effect of tourism in Antarctica. On this island, the rookeries are quite some distance from the sea, which results in a super information highway of penguins. It's summertime and it's a massive 2 degrees, so penguins like to spend a bit of time cooling off. The freezing cold wind is not sufficient to cool them down. When we first saw penguins lying in the snow like this, we thought they were dead ones. But when we came back 10 minutes later, they got back up and walked off. After leaving Danco Island, we went back to the ship for lunch, and in the afternoon we set sail for Port Lockroy, a distance of about 60 kilometres. The campers were all dried out now, and so were their sleeping bags. All equipment is supplied by the company, Quark Expeditions. It's amazing how the GPS signal gets into the cabin. Those 3 blue dots there are the places that we've just been to, and now we're heading directly towards a big island, a place called Port Lockroy.